Would you take back an ex who vanished after a girls' trip, only to reappear years later saying she misses you? It all started on New Year's Eve 2023. My girlfriend of 3 years was heading off for a week-long girls' trip. We were solid, or so I thought. We'd built a life together over those 3 years, sharing a home, dreams, the whole deal. Before she left, we had the usual teary-eyed airport goodbye. She promised she'd call every day, and for the first couple of days, she did. We'd pass the time, she'd tell me about her day. Everything felt normal. Then, like a switch was flipped, the call stopped. Her text became short, one-word answers. I tried not to overthink it. I told myself she was just busy having fun with her friends, living in the moment. I wanted her to enjoy her trip, so I gave her space, but a knot of anxiety was already tightening in my stomach. The silence was deafening. The day she was supposed to return was torture. The plan was simple. She'd call me when her flight landed, and I'd drive over to the airport to pick her up. I waited by my phone all afternoon, my eyes glued to the screen. I checked the flight status online. It had landed on time, an hour passed, then two, no call. I started to panic, imagining all sorts of worst-case scenarios. Finally, I heard a key in the door. It was her. She'd taken a cab home, without a word. She dropped her bags by the entrance and gave me a quick, almost obligatory hug. Her arms were stiff, and when she pulled back, she offered a smile that didn't even come close to reaching her eyes. It was a stranger's smile. I tried to brush it off, telling myself she was just wiped out from the long flight and the week of parting. Jet lag. I reasoned. She's just exhausted. The next few days were excruciatingly awkward. The warmth we once shared had been replaced by a chilling distance. She was a ghost in our own home, moving around me, but never truly with me. I tried to start conversations, to ask about her trip, to bridge the gap that had mysteriously formed between us, but it was like talking to a wall. Then, she dropped the bomb. She sat me down and said, with a terrifying calmness, that she needed space. Before I could even process what that meant, she had packed a bag and moved out to stay with a friend. I was left standing in the middle of our living room, completely blindsided and heartbroken. The final nail in the coffin came a few days later via text message. No call, no face-to-face conversation, just a cold, impersonal text. I'm no longer interested in this relationship. Just like that, 3 years were erased. She blocked my number, blocked me on all social media, and effectively vanished from my life, leaving me with a million unanswered questions and a gaping hole in my chest. Life moved on. As it does. I grieved, I healed, and I slowly rebuilt my world without her in it. Fast forward to December of last year, almost 2 years to the day she left. I was at a mutual friend's wedding, and I saw her across the room. My heart did a weird flip, but I kept my cool. Eventually, we ended up in the same group, and we had to talk. It was surprisingly normal. We exchanged pleasantries, asked about each other's lives in a very surface-level way, and at the end of the night, we said our polite goodbyes. I genuinely thought that was it, a final, civil closure. But a few hours later, my phone buzzed with a call from a mysterious, unknown number. I almost ignored it, but something told me to pick it up. I said hello, and a familiar voice on the other end said my name. It was her. My mind was racing. After 2 years of absolute silence, why was she calling me now? She got straight to the point and asked if I'd be open to hanging out sometime, to catch up properly. 1,000 alarms went off in my head, but a small, curious part of me couldn't say no. I played it cool, though. I told her I was busy, but that I'd check my schedule and let her know when I might be free. I needed time to think, to figure out what I even wanted. I deliberately waited 3 days before reaching out. I needed to be sure I was making this decision with a clear head, not out of lingering emotion. We eventually met up for coffee, and honestly, it was nice. The conversation flowed easily, we laughed, and for a couple of hours, it felt like no time had passed at all. We reminisced about the good times and carefully avoided the landmine of our breakup. We both had a genuinely good time, but then, a few hours after we said goodbye, my phone lit up with a text from her. It was a long paragraph, but the key sentences hit me like a ton of bricks. I had such a great time today. It made me realize how much I've missed you. I made a huge mistake, and I'd like to come back. Now, I'm single. I haven't been in a serious relationship since her. But a part of me can't forget the way she just disappeared, the coldness of it all. I don't think I could ever trust her not to do it again. So, Reddit, I'm putting it to you. If you were in my shoes, what would you do?